So today, I'm going to share a couple of observations and then we're going to go into a practice. So it's good to be with you. It's good to see your eyes and your faces. I was at a dinner party. I was a spouse at a dinner party on Saturday, which is not a situation I'm in very often because I'm a bit of a hermit that sits here in my violet flame chair and meditates if I'm not working. And at the dinner party, I was sitting at the table across from two people who were having a conversation. No one knew what I did for a living, mind you. They didn't know anything about me. And so as I sat there, I listened to two stories about a horse and a surfboard. So the person next to me was talking about how she was thrown from a horse and she was terribly injured. And after her injury and getting better, she had so much fear of getting back on horses. And now her work is working with a craniosacral and working with all these practitioners to get her over the fear of getting back on the horse so she can just feel free again. So I sat there as I listened to that. And then across was someone who was talking about how they went surfing and they got gobbled up by a riptide, their surfboard cut in half and they almost drowned. And how hard it is for them to get back on their surfboard. So both people were telling stories of a traumatic event that now is showing back up and they want to get rid of the remnants of that traumatic event. So being someone who talks all day about childhood trauma stored in trauma packets in the body, I sat in this observation of these stories. And it's not like childhood trauma. Childhood trauma, you have an irrational brain, you're storing vibration and thoughts that aren't aligned with reality. And then they reverberate for 20, 40, 60 years and kind of overlay the reality of the present moment. So that's stored childhood trauma. But this was very different. And so I was able to sit with beginner's mind and innocent perception and really noodle through in my observation and silence. And what I witnessed were some very brilliant nervous systems. What I witnessed was a woman who was thrown off a horse and got badly injured, and now her body stored memory of like, oh, horses might be dangerous. You might want to stay away from horses. And a man who went out into the ocean by himself and almost died. And now his body's saying, I don't know about surfing. You might not want to surf. Two very healthy nervous systems storing memory for those people to stay safe. And as I observed that, I thought how brilliant our bodies are in the storing of body memory. I thought I personally wouldn't offer to work that person. I could probably help dissolve that PTSD and that trauma, but would I want to? Because there's something in there that's preventative for them. There's something in there where the nervous system and the ego is in some ways preventing them, which is exactly what the ego and the nervous system is there to do. I share this because I spend so much time talking about the nervous system that's preventing us from the relationships that we want, that we forget sometimes that the body is so incredibly wise. So wise. And yeah, it's kind of annoying not to be able to get back on a horse and have that vigilance or that caution. But it's fascinating how often we make the wisdom of our body inconvenient or wrong or bad. There were two more examples this week that helped to build this awareness. And I feel like the divine universe teaches me on a week, on a theme. One was a gentleman who was talking about how during the winter time he gets depressed. And so I asked him, well, what do you mean by depression? Tell me what that looks like. He's like, well, I just want to stay home. And he was basically expressing what's natural in the contraction months of winter, the hibernation, the natural tendency to go inward and to find the light within. And I was like, oh, is that bad? Is it bad to contract and to cozy in and to want to go to sleep early? Is that bad? Or is that nature? So here we have a horse and an ocean, Mother Gaia, really with the force and the danger of this energy. Then we have the winter months and what the nature of winter brings. And so the fourth person shared with me about a growth that she was having on her body. And she was Carolyn Mason, and she was looking it up and finding the meaning of the growth and how the growth is bad and doesn't mean that she's out of alignment with herself. And it was like total analysis paralysis on what this means. And I thought, oh, that's funny. That's what we do. We make up a bunch of meaning around whatever contrast is coming up to us. And then we make ourselves bad or wrong, or we judge ourselves, or we make what's happening a bad thing rather than really sitting with what is without any judgment and being like, okay, this is what's here for me. You've ever heard life is a series of obstacles and life is just about overcoming them? I actually do believe that we have contrast coming to us all the time. I was recently at a business conference, and they said the only difference between people who are successful in business and those who are not successful is we get bigger and bigger problems and we can solve those problems. And I thought, oh, isn't that what life is? Life is a series of contrasts after contrast. Oh, now it's my health. Oh, now it's my relationship. Oh, now it's my surfboard. Oh, now it's my horse. It's a series of contrast for our soul to expand and learn and come deeper into the present moment. But we judge it. We make meaning about it. We make it bad. We tell ourselves we must have failed somewhere or this growth wouldn't be happening. What if we just observed, oh, wow, I have a lot of fear coming on horses. And I go, oh, wow, there's a growth happening in my body. What's going on, body? What are you trying to tell me? What messages are here for me in this moment? Not from the book that tells me what chakra and whatever, but really, how can I listen more deeply to my body? How can I listen more deeply to my nervous system and what it needs? How can I listen to what this winter season is here to bring me? How can I go deeper into whatever is being shown to me in this present moment, and instead of resisting it, heading straight to the center of it, going right to the center of the fear of it? What is the fear of the darkness and the contraction? What is the fear of the fact that my body is saying, you might be careful about horses? What is the fear of this growth on my body? What if nothing's wrong? What if nothing's bad? What if our bodies are so incredibly intelligent and we didn't have to make any meaning about that? What if this depression is really our inner voice telling us something got misaligned? What if the anxiety is, oh, I've been cut off from how I've been feeling, and now I'm actually feeling myself, and it's time for me to listen even more deeply, not resist what I'm feeling? So what does it look like for us to take whatever condition is showing up mentally, whatever thoughts are haunting us, emotionally, whatever emotions are recurrent that we feel stuck in, physically, whatever is happening to our bodies, chronically, whatever energetic shifts we're having or not having? And what if instead of resisting it, making it bad and trying to fix it, What if we did the opposite and went straight to the center of it and just listened more deeply and let it take us into a more of a deep state of presence with ourselves? Because maybe the elements, maybe the messages are getting louder because we haven't learned how to not run, but go straight to the center of what our guidance system is telling us. Oh, you want me to be careful with horses. You want me to slow down a bit. You want me to look around to see if there are any deer jumping in front of the horses. Okay, it's not as much freedom and carefree and fun. Oh, you want me to see what I'm covering up by riding horses. Oh, you want me to see that I've been avoiding all of the stuff going on at home because I'm spending 8 hours a day here and on my horse running from things. So what if instead of resisting whatever's showing up in life, we went straight into the wisdom of it? What if instead of resisting what our body is showing us, we cuddled up next to our body and said, oh, okay, what is this? What is this deep sadness? What is this deep fear? What is this ailment? Let me listen to it. Many of you know I had frozen shoulder, and it's gone on quite a long time. And I could have looked it up and said, oh, it's hormones. Oh, it's high blood sugar. Oh, it's blah, blah. But instead, I brought my presence into it. I felt the pain. I felt the limitation. I tried not to make it mean anything. It was just my shoulder doing something. And it's taken me months of going straight to the center of those cells in my shoulder, straight to the center of the pain and listening. What do I need this week? Instead of analyzing it, figuring it out, trying to fix myself, trying to whatever, it's really been a process of listening more deeply and more deeply and more deeply to the sensation and getting out of the resistance I have to having limited mobility and to having pain. So what is it to truly be with that rather than to make it bad, pathologize it, tell myself I must have done some level of thing wrong to have caused this for myself? Oh, it must be my karma. I must be bad. What if it was an effect of something? What if I can just simply be with that part of myself? That's been what this shoulder has taught me. So we're going to go through some practices today. And what I'd like for you to do is truly be with what's showing up: physical exhaustion, pain, emotions, recurring thoughts, whatever's there. If you can think about what's been cycling through. And we'll go into a practice. So if you will, breathe into your upper belly. As you breathe into your diaphragm, just feel yourself massaging that vagus nerve. And as you exhale nice and slowly, let the message go to your brain that you're safe in this moment. Deep breath. Breathing into the upper belly, slowly exhaling through the mouth. Allowing the body to relax, allowing yourself to move from the head into the body, the heart. Deep breath. Filling up the low belly, the back. Slowly exhaling. Another deep breath. Filling up the back ribs. Breathing into the spine. Breathing into the nerves that come through the spine, into your body. Just bathing the body with some prana, no matter what's happening inside of it. Another deep breath. Slowly exhaling. So instead of going into the violet flame to get rid of the contrast in the body, we're going to go straight into this space. So just notice, what is it that's speaking loudly? Your mind, your emotions, fear, an ailment, physical limitation. Begin to draw your breath into that space without making it go away, without trying to get rid of it. Just breathe. Slowly exhale, just bringing your concentration into that part of your body. If it's an emotion, you can feel that emotion in a place in your body. So just concentrate there if you will. As you breathe into that space, we're going to take a journey into that part of your body. So if you haven't located it yet, just see if you can touch into that space. Begin to draw your breath and begin to take the elevator from the center of your head. As you breathe in, walk into that elevator at the center of the head. And as you exhale, take the elevator down, down into that space. So I'm going to go into my shoulder. Maybe you're going into your heart, your solar plexus, your belly. Wherever the pain is in your body, breathe in. And go down, down, down into that space in your body. As you go into that space in your body, just look around. Notice what's there. You might see color, you might see forms, you may see nothing. That's okay. Just be in the space of that physical pain, of that emotional stuck energy. And as you breathe into the space, as you see or feel what's going on in that space, see if you're willing to listen. Just have a seat in that part of your body. Maybe light a match and allow the light or the sound or the visuals to reveal to you what that part of you needs in this moment. It may not make sense to your mind, that's okay. Just listen and receive the message from your body, from your intelligent, wise body. Just receiving the information, not fixing or changing, just listen with a deep state of loving presence. Without needing anything from that part of you. It's okay if you don't hear anything or you don't see anything. Just stay with yourself. Just be in that space in your body. You can call in the divine to be there with you in that space, whatever that looks like for you. And it may be hard to concentrate and stay there. Just keep redirecting you deeper into that space. Continue asking that part of you. Speak to me. Tell me what you need. Tell me what I can do for you. Continue directing your breath and the prana into that part of you. You might feel your body start to move, or you may be intuitively guided to bring the violet flame, or to just stay still in a place of love, listening. Just being right there, wherever the inflammation or the pain or the emotion is. Honoring it, allowing it, giving reverence to it, to you. What do you need, love? How can I serve you? And as you give loving presence and awareness, as you give your attention and your care, just see if you can love this ailment exactly how, where, and how loud it is. How can I love this? How can I be fully accepting of this? The mind won't want to do that, but the heart will. So just stay with your heart, fully allowing and loving whatever is, without needing it to be fixed or going away. And as you bring your awareness, it brings the light. So just anchor the violet consuming flame into this space, not as a way to make this situation go away or change, but simply as an act of pure love. Sacred love. Just think of if you had a toddler sitting next to you with a fever. You would just hold that child. You would just love it. So see what it feels like to do that to this part of you. To be present. And as you lay that violet flame into that space, just assure that part of you that you'll be back later today or tomorrow. That you're committed to be so incredibly present. Just notice what it feels like in that part of your body to receive you fully, to soak you in, to soak that love and presence in. Just notice what it's like to allow yourself to be okay with the situation exactly how it is. With a pure surrender to what is. And as you come back to the center of your heart now, take a deep breath into your chest. Begin to bring prana or breath into whatever other part of your body. A sacred conscious breath. And as you feel yourself in a state of awareness, just notice what it felt like without judgment of how hard or easy it was. Just notice what it felt like. To bring presence to a part of you that needed your loving awareness. And as you begin to fill your entire body with your breath, that sacred breath, the in-breath of the divine feminine nurturing, the out-breath of the divine masculine action. Seal this practice, if you will, this presence practice by saying, and so it is. And so it is.